Cascade Valley just split the 2 toughest games they had in the entire year, but what does the rest of the year hold for them? Well, after Ohio State absolutely destroyed us and then we beat Michigan by almost the same exact margin almost, we now have our 3 easiest games of the year, in theory. Army, Iowa, Minnesota. We should be able to win. And the crazy thing is that if we do happen to win all 3 of those games, we are guaranteed to be in the college football playoff. Even with the conference championship loss we were to play in that, we would still be okay because right now it's Michigan, Texas Tech, Florida, Cascade Valley, LSU, USC, NC State, Memphis, with Clemson, Texas, Ohio State, and Tennessee all getting a bye. And kind of the key here is that you see Ohio State, who we lost to, and Michigan that we beat are both in the CFP picture. So we are in a fantastic situation right now. And speaking of fantastic situations, the 2028 Heisman Trophy could be coming home to Cascade Valley. Tugboat's still that guy. Now, one of the toughest parts about playing a team like Army is they have a unconventional offense, which means that we are dealing with this quarterback running all over us. Like, I don't really expect them to be passing a ton, if so, down the field much, but the run game's going to be tough to stop. And look at our defense lock in. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Keep our guys underneath. They are passing. Ain't no way. No, I clicked off. We're good. We're good. That could have been bad. We do have a couple of recruits visiting in today's game. Again, this felt like a game that we should absolutely be sending recruits to, so we're trying to make sure that we can lock in a couple more. We've got some great spots already a 5-star. We want more. And look at Gideon Barr, too. He had daylight. Mark Fiercely, 5 receiving touchdowns in the year, 447 through the air. We need more. We should be getting him the ball way more than we are. And listen, for all intents and purposes, this should be a game that we just see guys put up historic numbers. And if they don't, then Coach McMervin might be on the hot seat. And so we immediately are going to Mark Fiercely, who says, I'll get one of those. Cannot forget about Tugboat today. That man wants his Heisman, and this could be a game that helps seal it. Well, 2nd and short, fake that toss. Get it to your playmakers in space, and Vince Sexton inside the 10 already. The offense looking pristine right now. We go to Fiercely, and he's got that one at the 5. Well, 2nd and goal. Mark Fiercely nearly had a crazy one. So our guys sit here, a little 3rd and goal situation. Vidito gets it out to Neighbors, and he's in the end zone. Not the guy we thought would score first today, but we get points nonetheless. Now, hold on now. Army all of a sudden is trying to lock in. They've got themselves down here at the goal line. Their QB doing crazy things. Things getting a little hairy here. Jawan Johnson for Army is killing our defense in the moment, but we're starting to lock in. Big moment here, 3rd and goal. Could this be 4-down territory for Army? We're about to find out. Got a couple of their QB running for his life, and look at that. Fenderman gets there. They are keeping their offense back in the field. 4th down, play action, and a big sack. His mother's favorite play is we're going to see Fenderson bring him down. A big shout out to Sean Fenderson. Back-to-back plays where he makes a huge impact. One time getting QB hit, the next time getting the sack that really shut that drive down for them and gets us the ball right back. Offense back out on the field, feeling great. Underneath, Sexton should be a first. They say it's not. 3rd down, inches to go. Mr. Fox with the first. Our passing game is incredible right now, but we cannot forget about Tugboat. This man would like to have a couple hundred today. And it looks like for whatever it's worth, Army is going to be trying to shut that down. So I think if we keep the passing game going for a minute, that run game should open up pretty easily. Vidito throws up a prayer and Flames nearly has it. Army's definitely had their struggles, but on this one, they're looking pretty solid. Vidito just can't get rid of that one. Damian Bober's going to get hurt. He's had some injury issues this year. The holidays are here, and I'm going to tell you something I love about the holidays. I love winning, and I don't like losing. And right now, if you play just your first $5 on Underdog, using my code GGB, they will give you $100 in bonus entries, plus an exclusive gimme pick just for using my code. And the best part, even if you lose, you're still getting the 100 in bonus entries and the gimme pick. It's the holidays. How Underdog works is super simple. You just pick higher or lower on 2 or more player stats, and you have a chance to actually win up to 5,000 times your entry. You can see one of my recent picks that I did where I actually hit, and I was super happy about that. But again, just use code GGB. It's in most states like California, Florida, and Texas. And if you use my code and play your first $5, you'll get $100 in bonus entries and a gimme pick, win or lose, just for using my code. You love to see it. We've moved ahead a little bit into the 2nd quarter. Mark Fiercely got a 62-yard touchdown earlier. And now we're finding ourselves back with the ball. Plenty of time to go here in this first half. Tugboat, again, gotta get this man involved in whatever way. He's been great in the receiving game, and you can see why. Over here in the right hash, we catch him with a play action. Vidito, a dime, and Hilton with a great catch and run. Vidito's gonna hand one off to Tugboat, who maybe should have kept going to the inside. He might have been gone. One great run there. We're trying to get another one here. It's Tugboat showing the speed, getting out to the edge. A nice little hop, and 99 brings them down. And it might have been a slow start for him early in the first quarter, but you can start seeing here in the second between the catches and the runs, Tugboat, and now Bar 2 are starting to kill it on the ground. Tugboat back in the game here, has to cut up, and maybe would have lost some yards if he didn't. 8 yards to go here, second down, little halfback screen. Tugboat losing his vision a little bit, but he still gets in the end zone. Shout out to the offensive linemen because they were pancaking everybody there. Army's back out here. They have the ball about 3 minutes left in the first half, but it's not trending right for them at the moment. Time winding down here in the first half. They go right back to it again, but our guys are over it. Big third down here for Army. I don't imagine they got to pass a little bit, which is what we're looking forward to them doing because it's not exactly what they're known for. They're testing us deep. West. Great pass breakup. So with Army punting there, we come back out with the ball about 1:54. We can do a lot of things right now. Vidito trying to show the Jets here. That's maybe a 7-yard run, 8-yard run. The passing game has already looked really good so far today. We're trying to keep that up, but if we got to take the underneath stuff, we absolutely will, just like that. I mean, Vidito's got over 200 yards in the first half, and he's been playing flawless, to be honest. We'll take that. And he said, you know what? Let's mess it up here as he overthrows fiercely. Get the boys back out here. Flames, solid play to make it 3rd and short. Underneath is going to be all wide open here as Army's just struggling. We're going to use our first time out here. Tugboat's going to go in motion. Again, not a lot of time here in this first half. So we're going to do our best to try to eat up some of that clock. 12 seconds left. We still have some timeouts here. Try and get a decent chunk of yardage. We're going to call a timeout here with 5 seconds left. And you could argue maybe we should have used one timeout. There's actually a 13-mile-an-hour wind. I mean, we've got to kick it. We probably don't make this, though. Oh, the accuracy's off. Everything's off. And the good news is they're not going to return it. The bad news is we're stuck at 21. And one play before the half, Army again has not put up any points today. Coach McMervin said if they put up points, then his guys are running laps. Their QB's trying to test Mike Hemphill. He almost gets mossed. And we go into halftime with a 21-point lead. This one will not be close. We're finding ourselves picking up here in the second half with the ball and an opportunity to let the Heisman get more yards. A lot of our starters are definitely going to be not playing the entirety of the game today. We are just trying to get stats. 3rd and 2 to go. Our boys need some sort of yardage, and I think they got it. Keeping it going here. Vidito's going to find Flames streaking down the the right side, and he's going to go inside to get us to the 44. We knew coming in this is going to be a game that was an absolute blowout, but it also helps when your team is just playing like this. Because as we have some big challenges coming up, we need a game like this to make us feel better. I mean, we just played a gauntlet of a schedule against Michigan and Ohio State, being 2 of the most difficult ones we've had in a long time. And albeit these last 2 plays look terrible, we're still playing well. So on 3rd and 26, you have to imagine we are not going to convert this, but the good news is someone caught it. The bad news is they're running laps at practice because Army is about to score. And when Coach McMervin said, don't let them do it. Oops. This game was a little disappointing because Army scored twice. But you know what? We had a lot of our backups. And 41-14, Tugboat goes for 118, 21 attempts, and 4 total touchdowns today. A couple through the air, a couple on the ground. He's still the Heisman. And after the game, we actually get really good news here. Mark Fiercely has the Cascade Valley career receptions record. I wouldn't have it any other way. And honestly, when it comes to receivers, Mark Fiercely owns pretty much everything. 3,381 career receiving yards. He has 188 career receptions. I would like to get him over 200 by the time his career is done, which I think is totally feasible at this point. And Tugboat already has the most rushing touchdowns in CVU history. From a rushing standpoint, he still has to eclipse what Mike Clark did when the school was Akron, not Cascade Valley. Breaking records is great, but something I like even more is getting recruits. We have a 4-star and Kiki Ekubon is going to be joining us from Monroe, North Carolina. We need help on the defensive line, especially with how many guys get injured there. The voters are literally out of their minds right now, but they have us currently number 6 in the nation. And our game against Iowa is not going to be easy. They actually have a higher rating than we do in pretty much every category minus defense. We're pretty accurate there, but this is always a tough game. And even though we had kind of a not so great performance last week, Tugboat is still the number 1 guy in the Heisman list. The bad part you might see in the bottom right is that his playing time grade is not great. He's looking at Gideon Bar 2 and he's saying, well, he can maybe take my spot next year. Do I want to be here? Do I want to go to the NFL? This could be our last season ever with him. But while we have him, we will enjoy Tugboat Jackson Jr. We are currently sitting right now in a matchup where we would play Oklahoma in the CFP. We are feeling like we're out of our element right now, but you know what? If we get to the big dance, we got to show up. We've got a rainy day in Iowa today, and I am not looking forward to that. A rainy day, 2 similarly matched teams. That is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for an upset. And we are the team that is not trying to get upset right now. Vidito and company playing on the road today against a team that is going to be tough. You can tell the redshirt freshman getting a little rattled out there. A crazy throw that almost goes. It's a hostile environment, one of the toughest places to play in the entire nation. But Tugboat wide open across the middle, tries to run through a defender, and they bring him down. There's a flag on the play. No shot. Mark Fiercely gets a penalty? How? No way. They actually called it. I mean, Mark Fiercely, a guy that could usually do no wrong in our eyes, definitely did some wrong there. That is not going to be ideal. We're just going to try to get some extra yards here so that our guys aren't entirely cooked, and we might go for it. Coach McMervin is going to line up here on 4th and 5 and say, you know what? We're going for it. Hilton with a great route, and he has enough to outrun 41. Going forward, that early shows that, you know, Coach McMervin really believes in his guys, that they can actually make great plays happen in tough situations. And after the shellacking that he did to them in practice with how, you know, giving them 2 touchdowns felt, I feel like the team kind of needed to have that moment right there. But we just got bad news. Tugboat took a nasty hit, and we don't know when or if he's coming back. And Gideon Bartu is like, Coach, I just got my helmet on. I don't even know what to do here. Not great news. Vidito is going to try to stretch that for first, and he does. And they say Tugboat actually has a bruised knee, so Bartu is going to be the guy for right now, but we need him back soon. Bartu is highly touted, was one of those guys that people thought could maybe compete for a Heisman, and he's showing right here as he has that speed. There's been a lot of contention between Tugboat and Gideon, just trying to figure out who is the guys. It's Tugboat's team. Gideon trying to carve his own niche here. He hasn't really been able to a ton, but maybe this is his time to shine. Second down here. Vidito just opting to take the easy play time and time again. Vidito trying to communicate with Mark Fiercely. It is not working right now. He just wants him to run straight. No idea what route he's actually going to run here. Fiercely ends up running the wrong route. We still throw it to him, and he drops it. In the rain, Tugboat is back in the game, but his left knee is chalked. We have to keep him out of the game for a considerable amount of time. Bartu is definitely going to be the guy we want. But Tugboat is trying to come in for the halfback screen, which scares us. He's going to catch it, and we're going to get him down safely and hopefully just not in the game for the second half. The fact that Coach McMervin would send that man back out on the field after his knee was that banged up and that red makes us a little scared for what decisions he's going to make today. But Hilton Jr. across the middle is going to score the first touchdown of the game, and Cascade Valley needed that. Their star players out. They needed a big score here. The offense banged up, missing their star player. What does the defense look like here? Mario Ortiz with the first tackle. Iowa, again, not exactly known for their offense, but they are known for running the football, and man, are they doing it right now, as their running back will not go down. QB all by his lonesome, opts to go ahead and run one, breaks some ankles, and then slides. Ooh, a QB keeper, back-to-back runs by the quarterback. He's got plenty of space, and then Cam Rose lights him up. Everybody in the nation knows Cameron Rose is one of the hardest hitting players in the entire NCAA. And he just let that quarterback know pretty quickly. He's coming. Little play action, and the quarterback's gonna go down. Great play. Stephen Weldon gets the sack. Little loss of 5 on the sack here. Verrett looking for something. He's got time. Really no pressure until Seco comes through and gets the sack. This is the kind of lineup that I wanted to see. Our guys getting pressure on the quarterback, letting Iowa know you got to pass the ball today. We're not going to let you just dink and dunk down the field. You really got to make some plays. And 3 sacks in a row by this defense. Come on now. Iowa's going to punt. Gideon Bartu again doing double duty today. Starting running back and punt return and kick return. It's a solid game. Vidito trying to get the line going. Oh no, he threw a terrible pass that could have been picked. Part of the problem with playing in hostile territory, again, this is the 19th toughest place to play in the entire nation, is that sometimes you get your wires crossed and not realize who's supposed to be catching what, and you got to just throw it away. And you can see the lines are just going crazy. We don't know what to trust, what to believe. Vidito with his feet set just throws one in the dirt to a wide open guy. Iowa kind of stalls out a little bit on offense, so we get the ball right back. 1st and 10. Trying to do something here. Sets his feet, and no one catches that. And look, to be perfectly honest, the rain is doing a lot right now. Guys are missing their routes. Guys are missing the ball. It's tough to see it out there, and it's showing up every which way. But it's here in a big 3rd and 5. He's got room to run, and this is what we have not seen today. We saw it all last game. Why not today? First down, 10 yards to go. Fiercely got a step. He throws it over the top. Is it too much? It's not for Mark Fiercely, the all-time leading receiving yards leader. The best receiver in CVU history. We get the ball yet again as Iowa kind of stalls out and has a terrible punt, which gets us the ball in a good spot. Tugboat's knee doing better, but I think we're going to try to hold him out to the second half because we want that man to be in tip-top shape, regardless of the touchdowns and yards. Because if that man gets hurt, the chances of him actually being able to play the rest of the season could be in jeopardy. We need him to lock in because we don't know how much longer we're going to have him, but we do know that Iowa 7 Vidito is about to be off the team. An inexcusable pick, and Iowa now has the ball right again. Noah King is one of the best defenders on Iowa's team. He just laid out there to make a great play after Vidito made a mistake and kind of trusted his receiver a little too much, and they go right back to the run. 1 second now, Verrett's going to do another handoff here, trying to get his guy to the edge, but we're mostly over that one, and we shut him down after 3. And to be honest, it's kind of wild they even got 3 yards on that play, but here we are locked in again. Their quarterback's going to go down. The defensive line's been so good. That time, Kirk Grubb in on the play. And man, the CVU defensive line is really bailing out everybody else in this team. Bartu again waiting for his opportunity to try to cook. Cuts back a little bit. Tries to go again. He's to the 40. The boys are here again with Vidito trying to make something happen. He doesn't quite have it. He's going to throw it away in the stands. The 2-touchdown lead is great, but we've got to find a way to just keep adding to it and keep Iowa's offense off the field. R2 looking for some blocks. Apparently they're optional today. Vidito has both of our passing touchdowns today, but his completion percentage is probably below 50%. And he's had a lot of those. Coach McMervin is not happy. He says, look, line it up. We're going for it. We got one earlier. We're going to give the ball to Mark Fiercely, who has not touched the ball nearly enough today. And look at what he does in space. Only his second grab of the day, but he already has 40 yards and a touchdown. Big-time players make big-time plays. That's what Mark Fiercely is. R2 with a good cut up, gets maybe 3. Fiercely on the edge. Vidito just rolling here. Stops, pops, hits Flame. Excuse me, hits Stein. And Stein is a grown man. Yeah, I feel like that safety might have just lost some years off his life after that hit. The clock is going down. Iowa has 1 timeout here in the remainder of the first half. They're trying to find something. Anything, but our defense gets to him again, and they call a timeout with 1 second left. Noah Cole in there making a great play to push them back a little bit. So now it's a 50-yard field goal in the rain from deep center. This one goes wide left, and Iowa's going to get shut out in the first half at home. Their fans are not happy about that one. Looking at where we are, we kick off the second half. Tugboat mostly back to normal here, so we're going to say that he comes in after this play for his normal workload. And Bartu says, hold on now, I'm still good. And it's not that we're going to, give him a crazy workload, but I do want Tugboat to have some yards because the Heisman is important to us this year. We want to make sure we get that. And that was also very scary. So on 3rd and 19, we're going to say, you know what, somebody else should be passing this football. And it's going to be Tally throwing it right to the defense. Good news that it's caught. The bad news, not exactly the result we wanted. Can we tackle? If you're Iowa, you feel good now. You've got a little bit of momentum here in the second half. Your guys made a play, but that run went nowhere for them. And honestly, they've had a couple of things here and there, but that's been the story of most of today. They are not getting runs where they want them to, which is everywhere. Inside, outside, reverse, comeback, don't matter. We're shutting it down. Little play action here, and their quarterback is having trouble seeing it. He's seeing ghosts now. Kirk Grubb is not a name you guys have said a lot this season, but man, he is locking in. His second sack of the day already. And a 3rd and long. Not where I was trying to be at the moment. And we get to him again. This time it's Algier. I don't know if it was the lapse being cursed out or what it was, but the way Coach McMervin talked to his boys after last week where the Army scored twice, I think they locked in. Pick it back up on offense. We'll take the easy stuff, but even that's a little difficult for us. And to be fair, maybe part of our problem is the fact that we just have not had a running threat for most of this game. When Tugboat's not in, it's a little bit different. And Tugboat said on his first carry back, look at what he does. This man might have sat out the majority of the game, but good Lord. He almost has 50 yards rushing on just 5 attempts. This is his 5th attempt there. Give him a little bit of a breather. Gonna switch things up. Vidito throws it away. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. It goes to Tugboat, and there's just no blocking. And now Tugboat's hurt again. Please don't be serious. Please don't be serious. The amount of times this man has been hurt today is getting too high, if you ask us. We are beyond scared of tackling this running back, apparently. We're typically known for having great run defense, but today this man has 9 rushes for 39 yards, and that's too many if you ask us. Go back to moving this one pretty quickly. This quarterback is running, and I don't see anyone even close to him. Will anybody catch him? Hemphill and company get to him, and he slides. They go right back this time of the pass game. Their quarterback's on a check underneath. Weldon's there, and a couple of guys bring him down. Their quarterback's had a really weird afternoon. He's got 5 completions for about 75 yards. It's been a day for this defense. Can we not push him forward? Aiden West is hurt. No. Okay, maybe he's okay. This game is scary, not because of the score, but because a lot of our impact players that we need for the CFP run are getting hurt. We're sending the blitz at him. And it was the right call. Great stop. Aiden West has the leg cramps. That's good news. We'll bring Andrew Alexander in, and he should be fine after a few plays. Iowa keeping it moving. The quarterback, again, feeling the pressure. Throws one away. How? 3rd down. 11 yards to go. The quarterback throws when he's testing Mike Hemphill. And Hemphill got mossed. Okay, then. Back out on offense. Look, Tugboat's in the game. Left knee still banged up to about the same degree that it was earlier. Let's see if he can get a couple of plays. And I totally get where a lot of people would say don't put him in the game right now. But his Heisman candidacy can't have him out here with just a goose egg. If he is a goose egg or a bad game or two, that could look really bad for what he does in the Heisman numbers. He needs some yards. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Across the middle is Sexton, who hasn't had a grab in a minute, but a great cutback nearly takes him to the house. Gotta imagine him got the last play of the 3rd quarter here. Pittito's gonna get that. Gets it to his guy, Mark Fiercely. Fiercely with one guy to beat in the sideline, hurdles him. And then the cavalry comes as he's down inside the 10, but what a way to shut down the 3rd. Our defense has been legendary. Iowa's defense has had some moments, but 7 sacks done by our defense today has really been the story. And as much as we want Tugboat to be the guy that gets in the end zone today, it really doesn't feel like he or anybody's getting in on this drive. So a 3rd and goal, Tugboat desperately needing to get in the end zone. He catches the halfback screen, he cuts off, and Tugboat Jackson in the end zone. And most importantly, not injured on the play. He got a touchdown. He got about 50-ish yards rushing so far. Now he can relax. Aiden West has also found his way back into the game today. We would like to get him up out of here. So we're going to bring in the safety because I don't want our star players getting hurt out here. 2nd and 7, Iowa's going to put a tight end in the backfield. We send a heavy blitz, and yeah, the quarterback, he's had a rough day. 8 sacks on 1 quarterback. It's generational, and it shows how good this defense can be. What a hit. But he got the first. Iowa's still fighting, trying to make it respectable. They have really no chance to win this game. But that was close. Barrett trying to tell his lineman, you better block for me this time. I'm tired of getting sacked. Nobody in the middle except for our defenders. I don't exactly know what our school record is for most sacks in a game, but this could definitely be approaching. We have 9 sacks on the afternoon with 5 minutes to play. With the way this is trending, their quarterback's going to go down for the 10th time. Noah Cole gets his 3rd of the game, and I don't know if we've ever had this many as a team. 4th and 24. Iowa just looking for a prayer at this point. They throw one up. Will it get answered? Roderick, who came in the game for Aiden West, who got hurt obviously earlier in the game. Roderick says, I should have been playing this whole time. Great catch and return. Vidito banged up. Tugboat banged up. We want both these guys to obviously be healthy. And Tugboat says, look at me, a 10-yard rush. That play's going to give him over 50 on the day. We don't really want to give him too many back-to-back plays where he can get banged up or hit. Vidito is going to throw another pass. Flames hauls it in. What a grab. Right back to the run game. Tugboat taking it to the sideline and smartly out of bounds. That's what we like to see. I think the wild thing is he could still have not 100, but close to 100 despite sitting out pretty much all the first half. Insane. Vidito doing what he can here. Throws one, and Hilton's got that for a solid gain. The real question here, though, is can we get Tugboat back in the end zone? That safety kind of creeping on the edge. Makes us think maybe not on this run, but definitely not on that run. Iowa's crowd rising up. They don't want to see more points on there, but we're going to get it over here to Tugboat, who's got the first down, and he seems good. 2-minute warning approaching. Tugboat's got a chance to get into the end zone. They say he's down at the 2, and we'll take it to the warning. Can we get him back in the end zone? This would be major for what this man needs. Wear and tear. adding up a little bit, but he's got enough speed. Can he get the force in there? He can. Tugboat's going to get 2 touchdowns today. Not the crazy stats we ultimately wanted for him, but enough for the Heisman voters to still see him as the #1 guy. A scary game for the squad, but Mark fiercely dominated. Tugboat did extremely well in the limited time that he played, but Vidito, despite the bad completion percentage, carried us where we needed him to carry to the win. And while Vidito has had his ups and downs, the one thing I'm really happy about is that he ends up being the single-season passing touchdowns record guy. It's not been hard with what we've had at QB over the years, but he, I think, as a redshirt freshman, might be the best. Another week where we break a record, and then we also see that we get another recruit, a 4-star Mike linebacker, and Marquise Roundtree. We need him. Things got scary after the game where we almost lost Tugboat Jackson, but listen, this is the biggest game coming up. If we beat Minnesota, we would then play Ohio State, undefeated Ohio State in the conference championship, for the first time having a chance to win one as Cascade Valley. It's going to be a movie. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.